this
it
isn't
all
most
depends on what the
games.
scripts are.
Right?
This isn't most games.
Hi, Pie Man.
This thing surprises me every time I try to do anything. So, oh, Belle goes as a girl now. Sweet.
Yeah, I thought I'd go into something a little more risque to do kick flips and.
Nice.
Oh boy, I spun around so much, I'm not sure which direction I was heading in.
Okay, Belagosa, I just
Yes.
posted into. Well, I guess it doesn't like the colon. It turns the colon slash into, or the colon slash into a sad face. But you can
Oh.
see there, that's where your output. Obviously, insert your user, but that's where it would be located at
Okay, cool.
on your C
It does
drive.
that even in the system tab, which I thought was pretty funny.
All right, I got a bug. You guys have a good one. Thanks for.
Aw.
Take care.
See ya.
Thanks for joining
Always
us.
good to see you, son.
Me too.
Okay, username. Oh, it's on of course app data. Local. Unity. Sign space. Sign
Okay,
wave.
who's Pie Man? Oh my.
I don't know.
A random person, yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. I believe you.
Not as random as me.
No, I have met Lysair's alt many, many times, and every single time I meet his alt, I forget it's him. And it's like, yeah, welcome to Science Space, to walk, do this, to talk. It's like, I know, you told me this like 4 weeks ago or whatever.
Right.
It's like, I keep forgetting that's you.
I don't have an alt yet. I've
So
considered creating one. But
Oh, I always have an alt because, well, the first game that I was ever in, they had a thing, it was all text. I mean, that was way back in the late 90s,
oh yeah.
actually, early
Yeah.
90s. But it was all text, and it was a thing that we did, and it was like a slash wave, and it would automatically print out to everything else, Dixie Trick, waves to all and sundry.
Right.
I've always had the alt sundry. Who the heck is sundry? So I've always had that alt, and then yeah. And then I have the jealous boyfriend alt because if somebody's messing with me, I can log in my jealous boyfriend on the other, and my jealous boyfriend can come in and say, "Hey, quit messing with my woman. She told you." It's me the whole time, but hey, it really helps.
That's crafty. Yeah.
It really helps. I do have a nice jealous boyfriend.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the game was. I did one of those like online interactive fiction back in the day, but it's been so long now that I don't even remember.
Yeah, this that I was on, it was called Moo, MOO.
Oh yeah, I've used
Oriented
that one.
programming. And I actually met somebody last night from Lambda Moo. I was like, dude, this is a small world. It would be even better if you were from Bay Moo. Oh my god. They were 400 users each. I mean, well, I guess
Right.
Lambda was probably up to 1,000, but not much more than that.
Yeah, I looked into those a few years ago when I was writing an interactive fiction myself, and it it's interesting.
These went out when these went out more than a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, I used them back in the day, but then I looked around. And they're still around. There's some that are still around.
Oh yeah, my Moo is still online. I still have Fantasy World.
Yeah.
I gotta jump out here. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good one.
Which language did
Oh,
you
hi, you.
code? Hello. Which language did you code the interactive fiction in?
Inform
Oh, cool.
is the easiest.
One language I never that I tried doing it in TADS and a
Right.
few other. I never got into Inform because it looked too much like C to me.
Well, like once you get into it, it's like it's really simple. Like I do not do code at all, but I'm a writer, so and I wanted to make games, so I for years there, like back in like '06, '07, yeah, I used Inform all the time, and I made like a handful of really terrible interactive fiction games. So, and
Just
that was not that's I know that's not the most glowing review of Inform, but it was. I assure you, it was completely the terribleness was completely on my side, just because
Just-
I didn't put in the time and effort to like
Mhm.
get things to work properly.
Well, if I told you what the moo mud mush mucks all that was written in, it would tell you how old it is. It was
Right.
written in C plus and Lisp,
Wow.
LISP language. That's some old ancient stuff, man.
People don't code in the old stuff so much anymore.
It's not useful anymore. I mean,
Right. Like, I mean,
there's a few diehards holding on to it, but I'm not quite sure why. It's kind of like
Tradition.
I
Latin.
don't know if
Okay, there's a few diehards that know Latin, but I don't know why.
well, I mean,
It's
doctors
kind of a
have
dying
to know
language.
it, but
if you know COBOL, you can make a couple thousand an hour easily.
Yeah, see, I grew up on COBOL, Fortran, and BASIC. I mean, I was programming in BASIC by the time I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure by the time that I was 8 years old, people had stopped coding in BASIC.
Probably, yeah. That was a long time ago. My daddy was so into, oh my gosh, we're going to get computers in our homes. So you kids have to learn this stuff because they're going to be everywhere.
Well, he was right.
And he was kind of right. We were about the only ones with a computer in the whole county for a long, long time. But I remember my dad. I remember my dad shouting at the TV, "Oh, bleep!" Whenever Bill Gates got on the TV and said 386 was all the computer anybody would ever need. My dad's sitting there yelling at the TV, "Dad!" And he was right.
It's pretty sad that like anybody bought that back in the day. That like the technology wasn't going to keep expanding.
It was a slow moving process. I remember our first computer did not have a hard drive in it. And then oh my
Mine
gosh,
neither.
when hard drives came out, we got a 24K hard drive and that was huge.
I
Are
have
you talking
a
about
great
modem?
deal of
24K. No,
Right.
hard drive. No, not modem, hard drive.
yeah, I have a lot of respect for old computers, partly because like growing up, we had some old stuff around. Like, we couldn't really afford the new stuff at that time. So yeah, I like, a lot of people my age had stuff that was a lot more advanced than I did. So I mean,
Yeah.
I would get on my dad's old like Mac 2 from when he was in college and play Dark Castle on that a lot. So
Oh,
you
that was
know.
such an awesome
and that
game.
was I know, right?
Dude,
like
dude.
by today's standards, very hard to go back to. I tried going back to that a while back. Very hard to go back to now, but
I was
for the
born
time.
I was born in 1973. Okay, so that tells you how old I was.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
however, it was a
born in
beautiful time to be
98.
born for a
Right,
geek
not
girl like
98.
me.
what the hell am I talking about?
It was a beautiful time for a
89.
geek girl to be born because by the time I was old enough, I had my hands on my. I saw the rise and fall and the rise and fall of Atari. I saw the
Right.
rise and fall and the rise and fall of Macintosh, Apple, whatever, Commodore. Oh my God, Commodores used to be the awesome computers, you know. Gone. I remember when a home PC was called an IBM.
Or a Tandy.
You know. Yeah, but the Tandy was still built on the IBM platform. So it
True.
was still called an IBM. Yep.
Although, of course,
So yeah, I
you
had
had
a
a
beautiful.
Tandy that.
I had a trash 80, a TRS 80. Like I say, first it didn't even have a hard drive. It came with a tape player, a tape drive, and we used like cassette tapes in that thing. It looked like a regular cassette tape. And then we had the big 5.5-inch floppies. Oh my God, those were a pain. If you got those suckers scratched, they were.
Be glad you never had the 8-inch.
Yeah, we had the 8-inch, and then we got the 24K hard drive. And, oh my God, this is so big. We're never gonna this up. Yeah, right. And then we got a 64K
I've
hard
never heard
drive.
of a drive that small.
Oh yeah, 24K was the first one that we got. We got a 64K. Like 3 years later, it took forever. And then the 286 came out, and then the 386, and then it seemed like not 3 weeks after the 386 came out, Bill Gates stood up there and he came out with the 686. And it's like, you freaking liar. You know? And then the 686 was really, really short-lived because it started going Pentium after that. I think Pentium was right there around that. It wasn't long until the Pentium started coming out. Like, dang.
Yeah, Intel changed their name because a court ruled that a number couldn't be copyrighted.
Oh yeah. Well, they had, they had a point. But yeah, I mean, I got to just perfect time to be born for a geek kid, you know. I got to see all that stuff. Man. I remember having to put the phone on the regular handset of a phone on a special receiver just to get on the internet.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember. Squeak, quack. Yes.
Oh, well, I remember that.
And
For some reason,
wasn't
I've
a
always
fax
found that
machine.
sound really relaxing, and this perplexes just about everybody that I talk to. But it's like, I don't know, I guess that says something about how my brain works, that, like, that's ASMR for me.
No, because if you heard that sound, you knew pretty soon, in the next 30 minutes or so, you were going to be on the internet.
Yeah, and then after about another 30 minutes, you'd be able to look at a JPEG.
Right? But,
Oh man,
mean,
I remember like
beautiful,
getting on
beautiful.
AOL and just like freaking out that they had as much as they had on there. But
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh. Hey, to this day, I still think Powwow Chat is the best chat program ever. And Powwow's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
Powwow was awesome, man. And ICQ, oh my god.
They need to make a
ICQ is still
simulator
around,
of
I
all that
think.
old stuff.
Yeah, ICQ's still around, but Powwow's dead and gone. Powwow was cool because you could send sound files to your friends. Not just music, but like little bitty sound clips and stuff. And I'd constantly be sending my best friend, I hate you, I hate you.
My very first internet provider was actually CNET, which is kind of surprising now. I
Oh my
somehow
God.
stumbled into. I somehow stumbled into this one chat room where there was a guy there who was, I think he was part of the army, stationed in Antarctica.
Oh, yeah. And then you
And he
realized
was,
that they were full of crap.
oh no, as far as I know, he
Oh,
was
okay.
actually stationed in Antarctica.
Oh, okay.
He was saying the most difficult thing they have for new people who get down there is some days it'll be like -30, and then a few days later it'll get up to 30 occasionally, and your brain will say, "Hey, it's 60 degrees warmer. Let's go out in shorts."
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even know what that. I can't even imagine what that would be like. I've lived in Texas most of my life, so you know. And when I didn't live in Texas, I lived in Oklahoma, so not that much better.
Not much difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, when I moved to Oklahoma though, when I was like 18, that was the first time I'd ever experienced snow, and it was just mind blowing.
Oh wow. No,
Well, did you get snow last year?
Huh?
Did you get snow last year?
Well, I mean, like now that we live in Central Texas instead of like far South Texas, it occasionally snows every now and then. Yeah.
we
Well,
got
even
snow.
Houston got.
We got snow in December in south of San Antonio.
Right.
Yeah.
That was shocking.
Houston got snow in December too, I think, or January. Whenever that huge
Yeah.
cold front went through.
It was right before Christmas, I think. Something like
Yeah.
that. But it snowed when I was in second grade. It snowed when I was a freshman in college. And it snowed again after I got out of the military and came back for a visit. So I always say, we don't measure snow in feet down in South Texas. We measure it in years. And people are like, "Oh my God." Like, no, it's years before you see snow again. I'm just
Yeah. The only time
And
that it snowed in Corpus, where
I
grew
call it
up,
16-year snows. Because it's
the only
about
time
every
that it
16
snowed when I was
years.
growing up, I was out of town.
Nice.
And so I got to hear
Oh, man.
from all my friends about how they went like skating in the park and stuff. So,
No,
Never
It
heard
was
the
kind
end
of
of that.
funny. I
when I was in second grade and it snowed, all the birds had already migrated down here to farm, and so they got caught off guard by the snow as well. And it snowed like 29 inches. It was huge. It was bad snow that year. And the birds would all go down to the ground to get warm because it's warmer on the ground than it is up in the trees. They go down to the ground to get warm, and it would rain a little bit and cover them with a sheet of ice about a half inch thick. So I'd walk around the field. I grew up on a farm. I'd walk around the field with brooms, set all the birds free.
Oh,
Poke a hole in the ice for them so they could get out.
good.
That was fun. I probably freed 1,000 birds in a weekend.
Good.
They probably all died from exposure, but oh well.
Oh, hey, you gave them a fighting chance. That's all they can ask for.
Exactly. I mean,
That's better
they
than
had little-
nature gives
they
them.
had little igloos down there. It was weird. But yeah, we had a lot of snow that year. I've never seen that much snow since. Ever.
Yeah.
One thing I thought was funny is a couple of days before we got the snow in December here, I was talking to someone who had gone back home to visit her parents, and she was announcing how she was getting back to Texas. And I said, "Well, I hope you're ready for the cold because we're expecting snow here, but on the day you get back." And she said, "I'm in Alaska right now."
Still not cold. No, I'm serious, man. When I left Texas the first time, I moved to Pennsylvania, and it was February. Okay. I went up to Pennsylvania to join the army from Pennsylvania instead of joining from Texas. But anyway, I went up there in February. It was still snowing. And I swear I was outside helping my landlord shovel the sidewalks with a t-shirt and shorts. I swear it's a different kind of cold here. The temperature wise, it gets colder up there up north. But man, this wind down here in South Texas will make your bones freeze. It makes you
Yeah.
hurt. It really makes you hurt. And it doesn't have to be that cold to do it either. About 50 or so. It's horrible. But yeah, it can get a lot colder up north and not hurt. Not make you freaking hurt to the core. Ridiculous.
Well, it's like we also have like the contrast here. We're not used to it being that cold. But when it does get that cold, it's a big deal.
Yeah, but I love the heat. I can sit in the heat all day.
I'm the
No
opposite.
problem.
I can handle like freezing temperatures, but I was not built for Texas.
I love it. I love the desert. I love where I live, which is pretty much desert. I love 125 degrees.
I know this one guy who is extremely built for the heat, even if it's like 80 degrees and everyone else is in shorts. He's wearing long shirts and pants and claiming he's almost comfortable.
Yeah, that's an iron deficiency, and he needs to get that checked out. No, I used to be the same way. 80 would be old to me. And yeah, I had a severe iron deficiency. But yeah. I love the warm. I love the warmth though. I get too cold and it's just like I want to shut down. I want to shut down, go find a blanket and get under it. Actually, about 20 of them.
Hey Dixie, is this the same region or is this a different one? You used to have a house here with an NPC, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. This isn't my region. This belongs to Rohan, and he made this. I guess today. I don't know. It was a complete shock to me whenever.
Huh.
When I got back from the pharmacy and I saw Dee Dee say it was a new region, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go check that out. So he did a good job. Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, brilliant. So, but I am surprised. But I'm not surprised because he is brilliant.
What I'm surprised about is that he didn't put an NPC to sell cars in the new version of the space.
Yeah, I mean, it would. I don't know why he didn't because it says mechanic on duty.
Oh yeah.
I don't see no stinking mechanic, dude.
That seems a little bit like an oversight. Yeah.
But you know, my mechanic is the same way. He says they say mechanic on duty too, and he's always out in the back drinking the beers. So maybe the mechanic's out in the back drinking a beer.
Oh, nope. I checked. No mechanic.
Well, I mean, you know, he could be at his girlfriend's house. Who knows? He's
Yeah.
on duty, just not here.
He could have accidentally climbed in the wrong car and been rocketed into space.
Right? He took off on one of those red race cars.
Yep.
Or maybe he's underneath this car.
That could be it. Do you see any legs poking out? Maybe that's where he's at.
Maybe he's really small and somebody stepped on him.
Squish. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I was in here looking for the mechanic and
You can't even buy the red race car anymore, can you?
no, they took it out. They took it out. It's
Aw.
severely wasted money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This car
No,
doesn't have any
because-
colliders on it.
No, none of this stuff does. I can go stand in the boxes over here too.
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. It's brilliant. I mean, he did a great job. It looks good.
Yeah, this is one of the better looking, like, places that you can drive a car.
Well,
I mean, you can.
Levine has a really, really nice one, and it is absolutely beautiful.
I think I've
However,
seen
it's
that.
very, very laggy. It's called Lakeside Track. It's very
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah, I saw that.
but
That one's
very,
great too.
very, very, very laggy. The other one is the Race Meet Winter
Right.
Track, and
Yeah, I had a look at like.
that one again is very beautiful too. However, very, very laggy.
Yeah, I had a
So,
look at all of the racetracks after last time, including the like somebody had been setting up like a stunt course, and didn't get very far on that. But yeah, pretty cool.
oh wow, where's the stunt course at? I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen that.
It was somebody's private space that they were experimenting with the ramps